Did you ever just miss when Pokemon was just, well, a game? I recently realized that I do. I found myself wanting to revisit some of the early Pokemon games, so I decided to try a few of the remakes. But I just ended up grabbing my old Game Boy and popping in Pokémon Red for a new run. But the moment I turned it on, I found myself button mashing just to get through all the dialogue, rushing for no reason. And the moment it came to pick a starter, I decided I would search who the best starter was for an absolutely perfect run. And that's when it kind of hit me. I used to play this game so differently. I used to just play it for fun. I wasn't trying to be perfect. I wasn't trying to optimize every little thing. I really just played for the adventure, the fun, and really the immersion. I would take my time to discover new things and share those new things with friends. And I totally get it. I probably played this way because I was a kid. But now it feels like every game wants you to move fast, optimize, min-max, and you'll get spoon-fed every little bit of information, and you'll get rewards every second just to keep you engaged. And we're all so used to it because this is just modern game design now. This isn't something that's unique to Pokemon alone. It's kind of how I feel about modern games in general. But back in those early generations of Pokemon, it felt much different. Like the world was so much bigger than it actually was. I'd wander around Palatown and talk to everyone and look at every little thing. Professor Oak, Oak's aide, random neighbors. I'd even read all these little signs. I even remember getting dropped into the game for the first time and being in my room and interacting with the Super Nintendo for the first time and kind of laughing, being like, wow, look at me playing a game inside a game. Then I went over to the PC in my room and I remember finding that hidden potion. It felt like I found a hidden treasure. I also thought I was the only kid in the world that ever found this. And every patch of grass that I walked through was a complete mystery. I knew nothing about encounter rates or where certain Pokemon could be found, so when I would stumble upon a Pokemon and that battle screen would pop up, I thought any Pokemon in the game could appear. I didn't have ready access to information, so I didn't really know anything. Sometimes I would get lost and wouldn't know the right way to go, and I remember after I beat Brock, I went back to the Pokemon League to try to get through. The first guard let me by, but the second guard didn't let me through because I didn't have the Cascade badge. If the game had put something here to stop me from exploring, this little moment would have never happened. But free exploration like this, and again, not knowing everything, just added to the mystery of the world. Like, wow, I wonder what's beyond this when I collect all the badges. These aren't the most exciting or rewarding moments in the game, but I still remember them vividly to this day. If a situation like this happened in a modern game, I probably would have just looked it up. Or maybe even think to myself, this is confusing game design. Why did the devs do this? Robbing me of these little memorable moments. But when you're truly playing a game for fun, you'll notice these little moments that just kind of make you laugh. Like that kid yelling, I like shorts, they're comfy and easy to wear. Or at the beginning of the game when Professor Oak has to pause and says, what's my grandson's name again? What a great grandfather. And if you were anything like me, you always gave your rival a crazy name or someone that you didn't like. This was all just part of being a kid. And looking back, that's what I really miss. Noticing all those little small details and the fun little stories and memories that you make along the way. And that weird charm that you don't always get in games today. There are so many personal stories that I have that I might have missed if I didn't just stop for a moment to take in the game for a minute. Like when I first bought the Magikarp from that shady salesman next to Mount Moon. At first I thought he completely scammed me, and then down the road I found out from one of my friends that it can turn into a Gyarados, and how it became one of my favorite Pokemon and one of the best ones on my team. But moments and memories like this, they only happen if you slow down and really immerse yourself into the game. If you're moving too fast or focusing on a single objective, you may just miss these moments. And then of course, there are all those playground myths, rumors, and secrets that you could find within the game. I once stumbled upon a rumor where someone told me I could find Mew hiding underneath this mysterious truck near the SS Anne. I have no idea where it came from, but somehow we all heard this one. I actually recently did a whole video on this. I'll drop a link in the description if you want to check it out. Then there was stuff like the missing note. That strange, mysterious, blocky glitch that we somehow all knew about. But of all the rumors I heard in this game, this one sounded the least believable, so I couldn't believe my eyes when I first saw it and it ended up being real. I remember I'd use it to catch these insanely high-level Pokemon. I'd use it to get infinite rare candies to level up my Pokemon to max level, or use it to duplicate the Master Balls so I could guarantee catching any Pokemon that I wanted. You had to be careful though, because this could easily crash your game or ruin your save file. But it was such a special place in time because all of these rumors, they felt worth trying. Because back then you couldn't just look it up and disprove it. You had to go and test it for yourself. Some of those rumors were real and some of them were very fake. But it didn't matter. It turned every recess, every bus ride, every lunch table chat into this adventure outside the game. Like we were all on some shared scavenger hunt for secrets. It's something you just really don't see anymore. Again, it was something super unique to this time in gaming. But fast forward to now, Pokemon's come a long way. And honestly, it's kind of amazing. Each generation added new regions, new Pokemon, new mechanics, from balancing to breeding to new abilities, Mega Evolution, and of course the long-awaited open-world exploration. Then there's everything around it. The trading cards, the anime, the remakes. Even recently, it's completely reinvented itself with the Legend series and its latest edition in Pokemon ZA. It's wild to think about how this world started on a little Game Boy screen way back when, and now it's expanded into this massive universe. And on top of all this evolution, you've got the different ways that people play it today. The Nuzlockes, the ROM hacks, the shiny hunts, the competitive scene, people searching for perfect IVs and hidden abilities. I love that stuff. It really shows off how deep Pokemon can be. But no matter what game you started on, your very first experience with the Pokemon game is something truly special. When you didn't know about EVs or IVs, when you didn't know the meta, when you didn't know about deep strategy, the game was something entirely different. When I first started playing, my whole strategy was let me just use Thunderbolt or Psychic and try to one-shot my opponents. It wasn't about optimization or perfection, it was about that feeling of discovery. And I get it, that's something that's really hard to recreate the longer you play any game. But when the remakes of the original games came out, like Fire Red and Leaf Green, or Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, it felt like I was coming home. Seeing Kanto again, but brighter, smoother, and more alive, it just felt so amazing. Or Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I know those did a very similar thing. And that's definitely why I gravitate towards playing these remakes or going back to the classics. It really takes you back to that special place in time. So yeah, that's what I miss. I'm not saying I don't love what Pokemon has become. I do. But I miss the first time playing, when you didn't know the rules, you didn't know anything about this world, when the world felt super mysterious, and you were just exploring it for the first time. It was that wonder, that curiosity, that feeling that anything could be hiding in the next patch of grass or in this random cave. That feeling isn't just about Pokemon either. I think it's a little bit of a commentary on all modern games in general. I'm not saying I have the answers to this and how to fix it. I definitely don't. Because this all could just be my nostalgia, me getting older, the way the gaming industry is changing, or maybe it's a mix of all these. Again, I don't know. But I couldn't help feeling this way. I'm also not sure if everyone feels the same way I do, but I feel like some of you out there might. Because if you experienced this simple kind of magic back in the day, you never really forget it. This is Hidden Saves, a channel about unlocking old memories and figuring out why some games just stuck with us. If this one unlocks something for you, feel free to hit subscribe or drop a comment, and let me know what forgotten memory we should dig up next. Catch you in the next one.